Everybody is having a blessed day. Just getting off work. Came out to my gym on this Stairmaster, man, getting a little cardio in. On the path of, getting this temple not only in tip-top spiritual shape, but also in physical shape. So as a man, as a protector, a provider, a man of Yah, you can fulfill those warrior duties when it comes down to it. By being nimble, ability to be agile. But that's not what I'm here talking to you about tonight. Man, most people learn what I'm about to say and talk about tonight. They learn it the hard way. And on the back end of it, man, there is feelings of betrayal, heartbreak, and a lot of people don't survive it. But if you approach life, relationships from this aspect, it'll do you some good. Man, in the book of Ecclesiastes, it talks about proving a friend first. A friendship being formed while you are facing affliction and adversity. Everybody will say that they're your friend when you're up. It also talks about, in the beginning of Ecclesiastes, or Sirach, how when a rich man speaks, everybody tunes in. But when a poor man speaks, he gets persecuted as if he doesn't know what he's talking about. We're talking about respect tonight. I want you to understand, when you esteem highly, hold in high regard, respect the Most High Yah, one thing you're not going to do is you're not going to play with him. And then on the other hand, you have those that only esteem the Most High Yah highly because of what he offers to the unjust, just as the sun shines on the just and the unjust. Just like that, man, you're gonna have people in your life, very few, that will respect you for what you actually stand for. Your values, your character. You're gonna have very few people that respect you for that. But you're gonna have a plethora of people throughout your life that respect what you have to offer. They respect your resources. You have to think, when you are living lawless and you are, praying and saying you're gonna get right and do better, and it's his mercy, and you continue to receive blessings, but you have no respect for the Most High Yah. There's people out there that feel the same way about you. And the word talks about testing the spirit. Man, we're seeing a high amount of men going through tribulations in this time. And the woman that said, I do, for better or for worse, for sickness, for in good health. A man loses his job in less than 48 hours. Some of these women already got divorce papers in hand, ready to go. You know, man, there is two kind of people, men and women, that you want to stay away from. And these are serial users that deceive you into thinking that they actually respect you, the individual, yourself, but they really respect what you have to offer. You know, man, in thinking about that, I often tell men, you know, there's nothing wrong with having money. There's nothing wrong with doing well for yourself, you know, being secure financially. There's nothing wrong with that. But one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to lead with your money. If you lead with your money, you sure as heck are gonna find the rebellious women that respect your resources. And no matter what you do for a disrespectful woman like this, you know, you can be providing her what seems to be the world. She doesn't have a care in this world. But because she only respects the resources, this is why she'll call you a POS right in front of your face. This is why she'll tell you you ain't worth nothing, you're a dog. You gotta understand, a lot of men make the mistake of trying to flex in order to meet this agenda of the hypergamous woman, but the hypergamous woman is not nowhere near set apart. She's thinking about opportunity, worldly opportunity and resources, and not the righteousness of a man. You know, all of the stuff, man, you're getting the rims, you're getting the paint job, you're getting the jewelry, all of the to showcase that you got it. Don't be surprised, man, when the women you get are serial users. And no matter what you've done or poured in, invested in them, man, they don't care. Like I said, they never had respect for you. You know, women, you got to be cautious, because there's men out there that only respect what you have to offer. The resource you have is sex. You know, oftentimes women don't understand when I say, man, you got to do your damnness to strive to not fornicate before marriage, because there's so many men that they only respect when a man comes up and say, ooh, girl, damn, look at that booty. Ooh, that lets you know right then and there what's on his mind. So you can never expect a man that introduced himself like that to actually respect you, to want to be a covering for you, to want to be a spiritual leader, you know, a provider for you. This is why you gotta understand, man, there's more to it than hitting it and quitting it. And I want you to understand, when you don't understand what I'm saying about the two types of respect you'll get in life, it's like a bag of Tootsie Rolls, a bag of Blow Pops, a bag of Dum Dums. When that flavor no longer tastes good, man, they're gonna reach in that bag and look for another sucker. And on to the next. You know, women, you gotta avoid these men that all the women want, but they're serial fornicators. You know, all the women crave them. That man ain't gonna never respect you. You know, long as he gets what he wants, like I said, he's gonna reach in that bag, that dating pool, pull out another sucker, and on again. It's the same thing. Men get all, like men, you really need to understand this because, you know, until this has been tested, you really don't know. You know, if you come home, for instance, and say, hey, man, my job said they doggone cutting pay. We're getting a pay cut. Or I lost my job. And leave it at that. If you start seeing that temperament change, man, that's letting you know what kind of respect she has for you. Rather than being prudent, rather being able to assist you like a helpmeet in that moment, that ain't on some folks' mind. And I'll tell you, you gotta understand the Judases. See, when people respect you for resources, what you have to offer, the opportunities that you could bring forth for them, you know, that brings forth a different type of loyalty. And you're gonna find out the hard way that when you don't have nothing to offer, like in the testament of Job, not the book of Job, but the testament of Job, when he was sitting on that pile of shiza and English shit, you know, in biblical translations, dung, you can truly see how people were no longer for him. But when people meet you when you appear or seem to be at your lowest, man, that's letting you know not only will these people respect you, but also be willing to help you get up when you have moments of being down. You know, you got probably people in your phone that you've helped over and over again. Man, you gave them all the game and wisdom that helped you be successful, and you think these people respect you. But adversity is going to test that out. You know, you got people out there that have loaned all kind of money to friends, family, you know, women, and tens of thousands of dollars. But the minute you need $100, $500, all of a sudden you become a bum to them. There's a reason for that. People respect what you have to offer. And as a man or a woman, this is why I know a lot of the content, oftentimes women don't understand why I talk about being a modest and meek woman. Because if you're out there over sensationalizing yourself, instead of being prudent, modest, and meek, and being virtuous, people exploit your ignorance. People exploit your weakness. People that genuinely respect you, they help strengthen your weakness. You gotta understand, this day, time, and hour we are, divorce is at an all-time high. You've got men that have poured into their women 30 years. Some of these women jump ship. And in that moment, rather than being the set-apart wife that's trying to help strengthen you in that moment of weakness, they exploit it. Two different types of loyalty. The Most High Yah doesn't want any Judases in the camp because their respect is not genuine. Their respect is based on their lust and covetousness and usury for what you have. You know, man, I sit back and think the times where my younger years, man, you be worried about having all these friends and all these meaningless relationships. But when you pick up that phone, man, and you're rolling down these 100 numbers of phone numbers you done got programmed in your phone, and you're sitting back thinking, man, I done helped 75% of these people. Surely, 10 of them will be willing to assist me in my tribulation. Find out the hard way. Nope. People will tell you to F off. Tell you of all people, shouldn't be in this predicament. When that's not the approach you gave them when they were in need. You got to pay attention to the signs, man. Trust that people are fallible and flawed. Trust in that rather than trusting people to be perfect. If you're trusting people to be perfect, you're disregarding that mankind is at a fallen state. The Most High Yah, when you look at the righteous, man, the Most High Yah wants to see, man, when you are in a corner, backed into a corner, nowhere to go, and the enemy offers you a deal, he's looking for that 10 toes down loyalty. He's looking for you to esteem him that highly based upon he could have took you out, but man, he let you live. You got to think, man, so many people, when they get backed into hard corners in life, start cutting deals with the enemy, and the hardest thing, for a man or a woman is to think you got a circle of people around you that generally respect you, that are loyal to you after you've poured in to a bunch of empty cups, invested, only to find out, man, when Job was sitting on that Shiza hill, that dung hill, smelling like hot dookie, true colors are shown. Women, best advice I can give you, man, if you're out here moving ignorant and lawless, plan on being used. If you're out here conducting yourself like a harlot, there is no defense, there is no protection for you. You get harlot results, you get beat down and stumped down in the street. Men out here, how many times are we seeing, men talk about how much they have? How many young men have we had lose their lives because they're flexing on social media with their money? And these people that you thought was loyal to you, these are the same people that's gonna set you up. It's the same thing. You're watching these shows, man, and you're seeing doggone spouses set up their husbands for life insurance. You sitting here going, when you expect and acknowledge the fact that, man, we are at a fallen state, we are fallible and flawed, it makes the process of forgiving easier. It makes it easier to see what people's true intentions are. Some men, the minute you say no, you're gonna find out what kind of respect she has for you. But because you're saying yes, you pushing it out, you're gonna see a kind of respect that you think is real, but it's built on substance. It's built on what you can do for them. Women, when you recognize you're in fornication and you tell a brother, hey, I can't even keep going like this. No matter how good it's, I can't even keep going like this because, man, I know better. Man, if you want some more of this, you're gonna have to marry me. And no, I'm gonna need to we're going to actually need to doggone actually be married versus just sitting up you selling me dreams. And in that moment, if that man tells you about what he thinks about you in that moment, and it's disrespectful, shows you the kind of respect he had for you. That you got some kind of respect for yourself. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, in these last days, you might want to look, who you got in your camp, who you got in your circle, in your network, and it is time to trim the fat. A good amount of fat can be healthy and useful in the body, but an excess amount of fat can be cancerous. Can definitely be cancerous. Hard on the heart, and you think about the heart, what its purpose in life is, to supply the blood. Blood is the life. Gotta cut some of these folk off. It's gonna lead to heart cancer. It's gonna lead to depression, anxiety. Some of these people need to be put to the test. You've already been tested. Your loyalty, the level of respect you have for them. Man, they call you 2 a.m. They know you're that one number in their phone that when they need something, man, you're getting out the bed. Even if you got to get to work 6 a.m., man, you're getting out the bed going to help them in their tribulation. Man, it sucks when you find out the same loyalty and respect you have for people and esteem for them, they don't even have it. So I tell you, man, I find great peace, joy, and it is like a sanctuary of comfort, knowing that the few, the small, low in number that are in my circle have been tested, tried and true, battlefield tested, But don't never for a second put or exalt people to the level of respect that they have for you that they don't even give the Most High Yah. You'll find out the hard way. And I hope you don't. Like I said, most people learn this the hard way. Man, one of my goals on Closer to Yah Ministries is to not only give you some of the word, but give it to you in actual scenarios that men and women are likely to go through. Likely to go through. So you have that wisdom in the moment to be able to make a choice and say, man, I know this. I've heard this. Somebody said it could possibly be like this. And in that moment, man, you can make a choice to continue on the path of being set apart or to dwell amongst them who aren't loyal to you, who are nothing but ravenous wolves that will turn on one another rather than say, hey, sister, I know you ain't got nobody else, but man, I want to help you out. I know how this situation looks. I know what they're saying about you, but I respect you for you. You ain't never showed me none of that. I respect your character, your values, your righteousness, your walk. How many people you got that's truly like that as a brother? Hey, man, I know everybody else left you. And I know everybody else turned their back on you. But yeah, man, let me offer you some assistance. Man, you can stay here long as you need. Long as you need to get back up. Man, it's hard to get back up in life when you think you got all this support. Yeah, I'm good. Find out these people don't support you at all. All you need is one. All you need is one. One real one. Because 100 fake ones ain't gonna do you no good. Closer to Yah Ministries. Kicking that thing gun barrel straight.